sleep is really interesting to me. So this one's going to be a bit shorter, but maybe it'll end with some mic scratching triggers at the end. So let's get straight to it. Straight to the facts. Straight to the myths. Myth. Teens don't sleep enough only because they choose to stay up late. A significant number of teenagers, including up to 72% of high school students, usually get less than the recommended amount of sleep. In many cases, this is because their sleep schedule involves staying up later into the night. However, this night owl tendency isn't simply a matter of choice. Instead, it's a reflection of biological changes that start around puberty and push the circadian rhythm of adolescence back by around 2 hours. Of course, individual choices to prioritize school and work obligations, social events, and screen time over sleep may exacerbate this biologically delayed sleep timing. Because of this natural shift in circadian timing in teens, major organizations like the American Academy of Pediatrics have called for school districts to push back school start times in order to give adolescents more time to get the sleep they need. That's really interesting. It's like, why do schools start so early? Oh, because they have, I bet it's related to the fact that most people work from, quote unquote 9 to 5, so it's like they have to drop their kids off at school before that. But it's kind of like crazy because with work from home, it really just shows you can work at any time and then like take a break from work to drop your kid off at school. I don't know. I mean, I agree, I had a very hard time getting up for school, and I would be so tired at school. And then I would physically just feel so awake at like 8 p.m. And be like, why can't I feel like this at school? I think I said this in my last video. The part 1, but I would always just so wish that I could sleep when I was tired and be awake when I wasn't tired, but that just doesn't fit into, Western society's needs for me to be awake. Okay, next myth. said a few videos ago that I was gonna get a gel manicure, and I did. And I feel like they're nice and hard. I mean, I haven't gotten gel in so long. They did such a great job of like not making it too like thick and gross. But I got a green color because it's, you know, Halloween spooky, and it's also fall. So this is nail tapping. I don't feel like it sounds like very good in my headphones right now, but maybe when I play it back, it'll sound better. Myth. If you can't sleep, it's best to stay in bed until you fall back asleep. Sleep experts recommend getting out of bed if you can't fall asleep within 20 minutes. Instead of tossing and turning in bed, it's better to get up, do something relaxing in a quiet and dim setting without using your cell phone or other electronic devices, and then try to get back to bed. The reason experts advise this approach is that it's important to associate your bed with sleep. Staying in bed while struggling to sleep can do the exact opposite, linking your bed with the feeling of frustration. Wow. That's funny that this approach is for psychological reasons. Like, your bed should be associated with sleep. I'm surprised this approach isn't more just because, you know, walking around and doing something quiet will make you more sleepy. I like that, honestly. I like that. I don't have problems sleeping. My problem is usually like I'll put on, I don't know, a 20-minute, a 25-minute ASMR video, and I'll fall asleep like really quickly to it. Or it's like I like listening to fact videos. I mean, I made all this whole channel because for me, like, yes, I like visual triggers, but it's like I'm falling asleep to these videos, so it doesn't really matter what they're doing on screen. I just put my phone down. I will listen to a fact video, and then it's like the next day I'll realize like what fact I fell asleep during, and I'll usually be like, you know, between 5 and 10 minutes in. And then, like, sometimes I'll like wake up at the end of a video, and I'll just be like, oh no, I just finished this, and I'll like rewind it again. And I was like, I fell asleep to it. And then if it happens multiple times, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, maybe I should just try falling asleep. But like, I don't know, I really like listening to ASMR to fall asleep. Next myth is alcohol before bed improves sleep. Now, I know that's not true. A drink or two can be relaxing, inducing drowsiness that makes it easier to initially fall asleep. The problem is that the quality of sleep declines But yeah, I guess sometimes if I'm having a nice long sleep. Okay, let's do the next one. Over on the left here, myth. A warmer bed is best for, or a warmer bedroom is best for sleeping. Although a warm bedroom might feel cozier, 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 cozier. Studies indicate that it's not ideal for sleep. Body temperature drops naturally as a part of the physical process of sleep, and a bedroom that's too hot may disrupt this process. Sleeping hot can be bothersome and interfere with sleep by causing unwanted awakenings. Oh yeah, I know that. You ever wake up and you're just like so hot and like sweaty, and then it's like you stick your leg out. It's important to find a bedroom temperature that's comfortable for you, but most people sleep best in a room that's around the mid-60s Fahrenheit. I mean, that's kind of cold. No, I know this. It's funny though, because my boyfriend and I sleep in a king-size bed, and when he's like not home, if he goes on like a vacation with friends or whatever, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I could sleep in the middle of the bed. But like, I'm so used to sleeping with my leg outside of the covers that like sleeping in the middle of the bed just doesn't work for me, because I feel like trapped in this like I feel good, you know, there's a lot of space, but I feel trapped like under the covers when I want to get cooler. Okay, let's do the next one over here on your right ear. There's only 3 left. Myth: exercising at night disturbs sleep. Data from surveys and research studies indicates that even vigorous exercise at night does not usually affect sleep. In fact, working out at night helps many people sleep better. That said, for some people, it may not be beneficial to do extremely intense workouts immediately before going to bed, as this may make it hard for your body to relax and settle into sleep. That's interesting. That's cool. I mean, exercising makes me feel more awake, obviously. I remember in college I used to like be in the library and I'd be really, really sleepy and tired. And then I would just be like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the gym for like not even like 20 minutes, like 20 minutes. I'm gonna just like run the treadmill for 20 minutes, and that'll like help me wake up. I mean, maybe that's why in high school, when I would have dance class like late at night and then sleep later, like I didn't have any problems sleeping when I was in high school, like no problems falling asleep. I mean, I had problems like feeling tired at night because I was always so tired during the day. But yeah, no, I didn't really, like, I didn't have problems falling asleep for sure, or staying asleep. Myth. Hitting snooze provides meaningful extra rest. The snooze bar can provide what seems like precious minutes to keep sleeping between alarms, but this time is unlikely to offer a meaningful rest. Fragmented sleep is generally not restorative, so you shouldn't count on hitting snooze to help you wake up more refreshed. I mean, I could figure that was true, but I still don't believe it. I love hitting the snooze. I'm a chronic snoozer. on there too. But I have an arrow garden, and it turns on at 8:30 in the morning, and it stays awake. I don't even know how long it stays awake for, because the light stays on like past 10:30, past 11. So the light's on for a long time. And it's just funny because, like, where the arrow garden is downstairs, I can see it upstairs from, like, it looks like the light's on downstairs when I go to sleep because the arrow garden is so bright. I wonder if that, like, is hurting me. I mean, it's just like, the arrow garden is actually so bright and so inconvenient anywhere in this apartment. It's just like, I have no good place to put it.